Good evening, everyone. This is your East Coast Weather Authority meteorologist, Alexander Bielfeld. And here's a look at the United States right now. We're lower 48. We have a system right now. It's bringing basically a tornado outbreak to parts of Louisiana, into Mississippi, and into Alabama, later on Tennessee, overnight tonight. So continue to watch and continue to stay informed on what's happening, because right now, especially in northeastern Louisiana, pretty impressive. A few tornadoes warnings are around, and they will continue to persist throughout the night. And that severe weather threat will switch from the deep south into the mid-Atlantic and Carolina region later tomorrow. So here's SPC's look for tomorrow. You can see that slight risk from South Carolina all the way up into southern Jersey, which is pretty impressive. And it is, the second season of severe weather with that clash of winter and, warmer temperatures. I can't really say summer in this situation because it's not feeling like summer, and it's not going to feel like summer later on this week, as I'm going to show you in just a little bit. So tomorrow, severe weather-wise, mostly damaging winds, but in the slight range on the East Coast. We can't rule out the possibility of a few tornadoes as they spin up. So here's our Cape. You can see we have interesting values, above 1,000. There's a little bit of shear, but not as much as there is right now over Louisiana and parts west of this region for tomorrow. So really not a tornado outbreak per se, but more of a damaging wind and hail threat going into tomorrow late afternoon, actually, for the more evening commute and into the overnight hours. So switching gears though to this cold air that we are expecting later this week after the system moves on through. It's going to drag in some cold Arctic air, honestly, to say. Here's a look at 2002's November, looking just like the cold air just settled into the eastern part of the U.S. And that's the pattern we are going into this weekend, into early next week and through the week next week. So here's the GEFS, sorry. 5-day anomaly. So you can notice, look at that cold air continues to pour in, and by the end of this week, you can see the cold air just overtakes the eastern and central parts of the U.S. And it's not just like a little bit, just below average. It's going to be very cold, and with that, it's going to bring the chance for snow going out, 2 weeks. Look at that, cold air is just sticking in, and with this cold, it's definitely going to be cold enough for the possibility of some snow. So here's Saturday. We got a little interesting situation here. You got a little bit of a energy transfer to the coast Saturday evening. Sorry, Friday night into Saturday, and that's going to continue to move northeast. Notice how it goes back. That's just a model. Honestly, I think this is going to be a lot stronger, and I think it's going to continue to push northeast, but not really the big snow threat. I would say on the back end, you can see some snow, especially in the northeast, Mohawk Valley, Catskills, higher elevations of in the northeast. You can definitely see the possibilities once that cold front swings on by. You can see some light accumulation. But then after that, it's going to kick off that lake effect snow machine, and it's just going to bring some heavy snows to the usual places along eastern Lake Ontario, eastern Lake Erie, parts of Superior up in Canada, parts of Michigan as well. And then our next threat comes on later midweek next week. Notice this deepness system moving up northeast, and right now details are still uncertain, but the pattern is set for a coastal storm. Let's check in on that. So you can see we got the ridge here. You got a trough in the southeast that is digging. It's going to move, and it's just a perfect pattern for a low to form up here and move up the east coast rather. And the reason it's still obviously it's over a week away, so there's still, our pieces are still out in the Pacific Ocean over here. But if, depending on how strong this ridge is, if this ridge is a little weaker, it could allow it to go right up here. If it's too strong, it'll make it just like we had earlier in late October, right up the East Coast and inland right through New York and stuff like that. That's it for now, guys. Have a great night. We're going to continue to keep you updated as the days go on. Have a great night.